It's recording?
Yeah.
Are you recording? Yeah, we have to cheers, so you shouldn't have drank. Episode 31?
30. Should be 31, but we missed us.
Episode 30.
Episode 30.
Ooh! Ooh!
Karissa made margaritas from scratch.
Yep. My bartending abilities, and I think they're pretty freaking good. They're strong, but that's how they're supposed to be.
Hell yeah.
Skidly-dee-bop-ba-da-bop-bow.
Episode 30.
Who's 30?
Ooh.
Selena Gomez or something?
Or something.
I think like Jeanette McCurdy is. Someone famous. There's gotta be a few famous
There's gotta be
people who are 30.
130. Let's go on famous birthdays right now.
Gotta be a few 30.
Sorry you didn't see us last week. I was in
Or the week before.
Because it was really dark. Sorry, guys. That was a funny episode, though. I listened to it back, and, like, laughed out loud a couple times, and then had, like, the moment of realization of, like, I'm laughing at a joke that either I made or I was there when it was told before. So I've heard it, like, twice before, and I'm still laughing. But yeah, I went to Edmonton. I was at the West Edmonton Mall, so I couldn't possibly record.
Preoccupied.
Yeah.
But
I went to
now-
Iceland and we never missed an episode, but God forbid I go to West Edmonton Mall.
When you said that, I was like, did we not talk about you coming back from Iceland? Is that how long we haven't been here? No. But right now we're at Taryn's outdoor residence, camping residence.
My cabin.
Also known as. Just on the back porch area. And we're drinking our little drinks. We just made a meal.
It was crazy.
It was crazy because I was like, we like haven't eaten all day, and then that was our first big old meal, and I was like just eating a piece of corn, and I was like, why do I feel full already? And like we were listening to music, and like the music was like stopping in my brain, and I was like, I don't know if I'm just so tired from laying out in the sun for like 10 minutes, but so
yeah,
the vibes are weird.
Yeah, because today was like cold, but we laid on the beach and it was like just nice enough and just not windy enough to be like fine, but we still both got like burnt.
Yeah, no, so I'm so red in the face.
We're both.
I have also had a
red.
drink, and I have 2 drinks and I'm fucking wasted, so I'm looking a little flush.
A little flush.
Also didn't brush my hair or anything, or like wash my face.
I looked in the mirror before and then I was like, it's fine, they know where we are. We're like,
this is for our
camping.
friends.
Yeah, it's for the 10 people that watch these.
Exactly.
Sometimes 15.
But we're here to talk about everything that's happened in the past 2 weeks in our lives.
Which is what?
I went camping.
Right.
Right.
But, yeah.
I went to L'Orange, and I've never been camping in June before.
Really?
So long. I was... Like, what day is it? Anyway, yeah.
It's the 11th.
Jesus. So it was nice.
You've never been camping in June?
Like, I don't think so, because of school. But, we're not in school. But, so, mosquitoes were so bad, and it was, like, not hot yet, and I was really disappointed by that. It was so windy, and I went with Kieran, and us being in a tent. It was literally, like, 60-kilometer winds that first night we were there, and it was blowing the tent to, like, half its original size. So we got out of the tent, and then we noticed that, like, all these little trees were, like, swaying so hard, and, like, the roots were showing on some. So we were like, this is actually dangerous. So we went in the car for more protection, and then we did a little drive around, and we came back, and, like, so many of the trees had fallen down. Luckily, none on our tent or on a table or anything. They're just kind of, like, long and skinny, and they just fell, and we just had to push them to the side. But I was like...
You could have been in there.
Yeah. No.
You could have died.
There was one big old, like, oak tree or poplar tree or something that had fallen across an entire campsite, and I was like, if there was someone in there, they'd be dead. But that wasn't our case, so that you have a little, like, water droplet or something.
It's salt.
Oh,
There's salt
Sorry.
everywhere.
Yeah, Taryn
So much.
hates my salt rim.
You didn't... Oh my god,
I
it's
made
on
it.
both sides. just this pre-made salt rim, and
I added so much because I love it.
I always mix mine with sugar, and Chris doesn't like that, so.
Anyways.
I guess we could be different.
Ugh. But on our way back, we stopped in Waskesiu. It's my first time in Waskesiu in like 3 years or something. It's nice there. I always forget that. It smells so clean. And
Compared
like
to
rain, yeah.
Northern lakes versus like central, east.
South Central Lakes, yeah.
South Central.
Just in the middle of a cornfield, wheat field.
Literally.
But listen to all the birds.
They're chasing each other.
Oh my god, that's a bright yellow bird.
I know. I saw one perched over there, and I was like, whoa.
What birds are they? You should have remembered.
Yeah, my mom got this new app. It's like a bird finding app. You just like record sound, and then it like hears the bird call, and then it tells you what bird it is. And like,
which is really helpful because there's like bird sanctuaries nearby, so it's like,
yeah, there's a lot of birds that just like hang out in the trees behind my cabin and like by the lake and stuff. Did you know like the seagulls you see everywhere is called a California gull? Because I literally didn't know that.
There was another gull there though.
Franklin gull.
Oh.
Which I don't know.
No, these ones are California gulls. I can see it in their eyes.
The stupid white ones. They're so freaky.
Are Franklin gulls not white?
No, they were like black, or they had different colors.
Oh.
They weren't the stupid white and gray ones that you see all the time.
And those are the male ones.
Yeah, the female ones are just a little bit brown. They're not pretty, but
yeah. Isn't it crazy how all of the stupid ones you see are the male ones? The ones you see in like Prince Albert parking lots are the white ones.
Center Mall parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
They love it there.
Yeah. But no, I've had like talking points that have been in my notes for like 3 weeks. The one I had was, what's going on with this Titan submersible? Not that I need to talk about it or that I really have anything to add, but just because.
Oh, look, another podcast talking about it.
Yeah, and we can talk about Colleen Ballinger too.
So long ago, and it's like over now, so we're like beating a dead horse.
But the Titan thing, I thought that was crazy because I personally thought that was crazy.
Right.
Because within the
cheese dust on my sweater. These crackers.
Because within the week there was documentaries coming out about it, and there was so much like YouTube videos explaining what had happened, and I was like, are they even dead yet? Do you even know? But like, it was a heavily funded like rescue and like research thing.
Yeah, did you know like Canada spent like $2.5 million on like and then they're like, hey, remember all like the indigenous women that are missing that you don't do shit for?
Yep.
Imagine how much that $2.5 million could have helped to find missing women
people
who didn't go missing on their own accord versus like a bunch of rich people who
did that on their own and built it themselves
and like paid money to do that. Yeah.
No, it's actually really insane. And
then Trudeau's just like tweeting at Taylor Swift. That's all he's doing.
And it wouldn't want it any other way.
What's the other? He was somewhere. I just saw on Twitter. He was somewhere, and I was like, "You gotta stop."
He said, "Don't you have a house?
Don't you have like a country to run or something?" It was like a Beyonce concert or something. It was like something. No, it was VidCon. He was at VidCon or something. I can't remember what it was. I'm just like, Justin Trudeau was at VidCon, I think.
Did you see? Justin Trudeau was at Saskatoon, like Jazz Fest. No, just fucking lie.
I'd love to start a rumor that Justin Trudeau was at VidCon if he wasn't, because he could have been. That might have been what I was thinking of, but
he could have been. Like in theory, he could be there, and that's what I'm thinking of. I just thought that was probably a dream you had.
Probably. Do you want to be the one to change the camera because I don't have anywhere to put this down? This is a big role for you. Now it's recording?
You bet your ass it is.
No swearing.
Guys, what if I just get progressively more drunk in this podcast? I'm legal, so I can do it.
Yeah, but you just like fall asleep. What if I get progressively more and more drunk? It's just you, like, getting exhausted and, like, pissed off at what I'm saying and going to bed.
No, if anything, I'm just gonna be more mumbly and more incoherent than normal. Guys, what kind of a drunk are you? Are you
Sound
a silly
off in the
one?
comments.
Are you a goofy one?
I feel like, well, we know what Farron is. I'm not gonna out her for that one, but you and Rowan are both like, I love you guys so much. I'm having so much fun. I just start yelling.
Taryn's just never been drunk before in her life. It's all in her head.
It's all in my head, yeah. I can, like, turn it on and off. I literally think I just get loud. I know I get loud. And then I get annoyed at myself, and then I get embarrassed, and then I get paranoid that people are mad at me, and then I just, like, shut down, and then I don't have fun,
So who wouldn't want to have this girl at their party?
So invite me to more parties, guys.
Why don't we get invited to parties? We either don't drink or we just, like, stare at, or we play fucking movie trivia in the back of someone's.
And scream.
Yep.
Yeah, that happens a lot, actually.
It's actually happened more than you would think.
More than you'd think. I have a joke.
Okay. Is it about Colleen Ballinger?
No, it's not, actually. It's just a joke. Just a joke. Not a conversation topic. My sibling wouldn't pick up the phone the other day when I was trying to reach her. Call that a calamity. Time to explain the joke.
What is a calamity?
Calamity is like, it's like a problem, like chaos. It's like, this is calamity, being like, this is like a bad situation. This is a tough situation. This is, oh my god, this is calamity. I had to look up that. I looked up the definition. I can't remember exactly what the definition was, but I had to look it up to make sure that joke made sense.
And it did?
But just for context, since every time I tell a joke I have to explain it. My sibling's name is Amity. Me calling them would be a call-amity.
And a calamity.
And also a calamity because they're not picking up. So.
There you go. Hold for applause.
Thank you.
I've only heard the word calamity in, like, Zayn's most recent album. He had a song called Calamity, and he was like, it was just like a talking song, and he was like, and it was so bad, but that's what I picture every time someone says calamity.
There's a video game called Legend of Zelda: Age of Calamity, but she wouldn't know because she's not a gamer like me.
Watched A Star Is Born last night for the first time. I knew how it ended because 8th grade Taryn told me how it ended. I said, I'm not going to spoil it for you, and you said, I'm never going to watch it, and then I spoiled it for you, and then here we are, 5-6 years later. Yeah, and I was watching it, and I, like, knew how it was ending, and I was like, I don't know if this was, like, at the end, or if this was, like, in the middle. Like, I don't know if this was the conflict. So I was just waiting, and then near the end, when it started happening, I was falling asleep.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, wait, Taryn.
Afterwards, she was like, wait, I fell asleep here and I woke up here. And I was like, okay, so you missed, like, the big thing, pretty much.
The big, like, build-up. And I was like, awesome. But it was a pretty good movie. And, like, Lady Gaga in that versus House of Gucci was an insane difference. Just like, so much better.
Award-winning versus, like,
the most embarrassing thing
literally. Ever. Yeah. But she is going to be in... Bugs are so bad out here. I forgot about that. She's gonna be in the second Joker movie, Joker Folie à Deux, which is also...
Didn't the name get changed?
Did it?
I thought I saw that it did.
Because Folie à Deux is the name of the Fall Out Boy album, so... but the pictures look good, and it's like a musical, and I feel like... as long as she's not doing an accent... I mean, if anything, she'll be doing, like, a New York accent, which, like, is, like, what her voice is, or what she was doing in A Star Is Born.
Isn't she from New York?
She's Italian, so probably.
So, therefore...
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm glad she's still getting booked.
Yeah.
It is, like, actually crazy to me when I think about, like, her arc as an artist, of how she was, like, performing in, like, drag, or, like, clubs and stuff, like, from the very bottom, and then, like, now she was, like, doing music for Top Gun and, like, acting and, like, really good movies and stuff. I love her. Meat dress.
You know, I love her meat dress.
I love
her hair.
I love her sparkly hair.
Also, like, Lady Gaga's just been around for as long as I can remember.
And, like, making bangers.
Yeah. Like, what, Just Dance? Was that her first hit?
She had, like, an album that had, like, Poker Face, Just Dance, Bad Romance. Like, the first, like, 5 songs are all, like, hits. It's crazy.
But what was the song, Fernando? I remember me and one of my old, like, childhood friends loved that song so much. And we'd, like, reenact, like, music videos to it.
Video Star?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I miss Video Star.
Let's bring that back. The easiest, your gateway to film, actually.
Yeah. To
Video Stars.
videos.
And iMovie. No, iMovie was just like an
trailers.
app. Yeah. And being in 5th grade and making every project in iMovie. Wasn't that crazy? We just had the option to make any project like it was literally like any sort of English assignment, and it was like you could make it a poster, a PowerPoint, a movie, or an essay or something. Just every assignment.
And you could also say, "Can I do this?" And he'd say, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Like 100% of the time, he'd be like, "Yeah, go for it."
Here you do.
Make a video game. Make a story. I don't care. That was sick, but also, like, how am I supposed to write an essay? And
That's not how the world
how am I
works.
supposed to take a test? Like, that was cool in, like, 5th and 6th grade, but then it just, like, never ended, and no one ever taught us, like, basic things that we should know. Kids these days are not being taught how they should be.
Mm-hmm. How they should be.
Too much freedom in these kids these days.
We were talking about how children are so fragile, yet they need to hurt themselves to, like, see consequences and stuff. And, like, it is crazy because... Oh, I thought that was a bug. Would you say you were, like, what's the word? Helicopter mom? Would you say your mom was that way? Or would you say you were kind of...
No, my parents were like, I don't care. Me and my sibling were just losers.
Yeah, true.
Like, we would just, like, we didn't really play sports. We'd just be like, I'm not gonna, like, jump off this thing, because, like, what if I hurt myself? And then my dad would be like, yeah, like, my dad would be like, go do something. And we'd be like, okay, but, like, what, but, like, ow.
No, yeah, neither of us have ever broken a bone before, and I think that's quite telling.
Yeah.
Because also, like, I'd say my parents were more, like, tell me where you're going, like, make sure you're
also the youngest.
Yeah, true. But, like, if I had a friend, then it was fine.
Yeah.
But it was also, like, don't go out at night, like, you know, like, here's my old phone so I know where you are. Like, it was things like that, but also, yeah, I had, like, siblings, and I had, like, a pretty big, like, friend group as a child, so I feel like I was always being silly and doing things.
Yeah, I guess if you have older siblings, then it's like, you have someone babysitting you. There's a mouse.
Really? On the grass or on the...
No, it just crawled over. My dad
on the
said
grass
there's
or on
mice
the
in
deck?
there. It crawled across... No, on the, like, by the woodshed.
Okay.
Just crawled across there, away from us. In the city, I never went, like, far. I went to, like, my cousin's house across the park, and they'd just be like, maybe don't come back at night. Like, just leave before daytime. And then it was always, like, me walking across the field way more scared than I needed to be.
Yeah.
And my parents just being like, you're fine. Like, I don't need to come get you. You are fine.
No, but,
and I
like,
was always fine.
It's both of our parents' methods made us so anxious.
Literally.
Like, my dad's always just scared of people, like, trying to kill me, and my mom's, like, scared of me trying to, like, hurt myself. Or, like, not trying to, but hurting myself by accident. And, like, both of those methods just made me be so scared of everything. But your parents just, like, didn't tell you to do anything, and you're still so scared.
I'm so scared because I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know what the outcome
I'm going
is.
into any situation, I don't know what's happening. I think it's the same thing with, like, driver training, how, like, it's, like, made to scare you into, like, being a good and safe driver, but, like, if you're already thinking
So
about every
scared.
worst case scenario ever, it's only gonna, like, be, like, so terrifying.
We can also talk about driver's ed. Sorry, you had another comment.
Yeah, because my sibling's in it right now, and they were like, yeah, we're getting, like, a parent of a person who died in a car crash is coming in to talk to us. And I was like, yeah, that, like, and they're only doing it for 2 weeks in the summer, but I'm like,
really?
that, like, doing that every day for, like, months and like just I was like, I'm already so afraid of this. I've always been like I would sit in the middle.
Oh, she's gonna cry. I
No,
spit everywhere.
I'm just like throwing up. I would sit in the middle, like when we would drive like home to and from like the farm in the city or whatever, or the cabin in the city, and I would just like watch the road for a moose, because I'd be like, we are going to hit a moose and I need to be alert for this. Also because there was that commercial that was like, why did the deer cross the road, why did the chicken cross the road, and then it was like, why did the moose cross the road, and there was like car crash. And I was like, oh my god. And then
SGI is on.
Yeah, but then somehow I found out that like if you hit a moose, like you will die. Like the moose won't die. Like if you hit a rabbit, the rabbit will die. If you hit a deer, you might
be injured. But
you might be injured. You could die, but like the deer might. But if you hit a moose, like you'll die. And I was like, okay, so like this is my job now, and like I have to keep my family safe.
Yeah, literally. Well, I never, like, I've always been the kid to look out the window. Like my entire life I've always just been like but I still do that. I still always want the window seat and everything, but for surveillance purposes. Like,
do not have her in the passenger seat.
No, I will make you so anxious.
You'll think you're the worst driver in the world.
It's just safety precautions. But I remember my mom drove my sister and her friends and me to go see Jimmy Neutron at a drive-in movie.
Hell yeah. Oh, I wish I could do that.
Yeah. But on the way back, it was like 10:30 p.m. It was dark. My mom was like, okay, Karissa, stay awake and look for moose, or like look for deer. And I was like, wait, I have to do this, because usually it'd be my dad, you know, or Kasha. But Kasha's in the back with her friends. And I'm in the front seat just being, literally ever since then, my life has been changed and I've been looking out the window for deer. Because, like, I can't let me and my family die right now.
Literally, it'd be all my fault.
Also, we're in a big truck and it's a deer.
No, it's so funny. I was, like, genuinely convinced for all of grade 10 that I was going to die in a car crash.
Yeah.
Grade 9, it was school shooting. Grade 10, it was car crash. I'm not joking. Like, I would walk to school every day and I'd be like, I have to be ready.
Do you remember when our 8th grade teacher told us, she was like, statistically, this school is going to be the next school to get shot up.
And that was, like, in the summer, and then I went into grade 9 and I was, like, afraid. And then there was a threat at a different school. There was a, shooting threat at a different school. Yeah. And I was like, this is confirming my fears, and we are next.
And nothing has happened.
And then, and no.
We did have a scare at our school in grade 12. Remember that?
No.
The kid with the, like, fake gun or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty crazy. I still don't really know what happened.
Yeah, it was less of, like, fake. A scare and more just, like, what's happening?
What happened?
He had a fake gun?
Yeah.
It didn't really, like, get to us before it was, like, figured out, but...
Yeah. But no, that was our 8th grade teacher, not to put you on blast or anything, but that's an insane thing to tell 14-year-olds. I mean, like, logically, like, this school's gonna get shot up, like, this year. It was something being, like, soon. And I was like... Oh.
Or being, like, maybe not shot up, but, like, someone could bring a knife.
Yeah.
These fucking mosquitoes. Give me your fucking money.
But also, what statistics could you possibly have that prove...
She was American.
True.
So, probably shouldn't have listened to her.
Never. Yes, driver's ed. I was thinking about this, how, yeah, I've been an anxious person, like, severely since I was probably 10 years old. Mm-hmm. So, driver's ed, I was like, I've never, driven as much as of a golf cart in my entire life. Like, I just really have no idea. So, I was just instantly thinking I'm going to be the worst person ever at this. Mm-hmm. And then I wasn't that bad, but obviously, like, you learn how to drive with your dad, you're gonna cry at least 4 times. Yeah. And, like, our driver's ed teacher was a little bit insane. I didn't feel like I was any more anxious about driving than just any everyday life. But, I did think it was unfair how I was the first friend to get my license. And I was telling everyone, like, oh my god, my driver's... And, like, everyone was asking me, being like, when's your driver's test? Like... You gotta get your license, you have to start driving your friends around. And then none of my friends ever communicated when their driver's test was. Yours was a surprise, Carson's was a surprise. One of the other friends was.
Yeah, well, I made mine a surprise because no one thought I was ever gonna do it.
Yeah, that's true.
But, well, my sibling, like, starting driver training now is making me realize like how much I wanted to drive and like how much I drove. Like since I was like 10, like at the farm, I'd be like, can I drive the truck? Can I?
Yeah.
Whatever. I was driving like combines at like 10 and like dune buggies, whatever. And my sibling never wanted to drive, so I would always drive, and I was so happy about it. And then literally grade 10 happened, and I was like, never mind.
Yeah.
I'll get my license, but like I'm not driving. I'm so scared. And then I realized I can't do anything if I don't drive around the city.
Can't do anything.
There's no way to get around the city otherwise. And now I'm fine because I'm not terrible.
Makes perfect.
And like
The sun in my face.
I've had enough people like almost sideswipe me that I'm like, okay.
I'm ready for anything.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the party program? Was that about drugs or was that about driving? Or was just...
No, that was about like car crash, like drunk driving and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So there was like that was so that was like so intense. And I was just me and Carson, and I was just like on edge the whole time. There was a bunch of things about it was like, so one was this guy who was in a car crash telling his story, or there was a girl who was in a car crash and she was like paralyzed and she was telling her story. And there was a guy who was like a first responder and he was explaining his stories, and like there was a car crash that he like responded to, and there was like a car seat and they like couldn't find the kid, and then the kid was like 200 meters or like 200 feet away or something.
Jesus.
Like face down, and I was like, oh my god, I don't need to hear this. I really don't need to hear this. Like I already have thought about this. Like,
yeah.
And there was one where it was like car crash victims. It was like paramedics like showing you how to like resuscitate, or like how they would like undress someone to like see their wounds and stuff. And I was like
yeah.
And then the one that got me was there's two cops, and they were like they were explaining like how they would call, or how they would like go to people's houses to like say that someone had like passed away in a car accident. And they were like, okay, imagine like go like telling your parents or whatever. And I was like, this is at the end of the day. I was so anxious. So then I was like tearing up. I started crying and I was like freaking out, and then I got a nosebleed at the same time. So I was like crying and I had a nosebleed, and this like TA or like substitute teacher came over. She was so nice, and she was like, do you want to let go? And I was like, please. So I was just like in the like a hospital bathroom,
Just
like
sitting there with your nose
just like bleeding and crying, and she's like, yeah, this is like a really intense day. And I'm like, yeah.
I'm surprised more people didn't do that. Did anyone else have a
I don't
reaction
know. I was like just too scared to look around.
It's probably good that I didn't go too, because
Yeah, no.
I think we're the same on anxiety
Yeah.
levels.
No, because I really didn't want to go, but then I was like, I'm gonna look like a bitch if I don't go, just because like I'm too scared. But it was like, it was a really bad day, because yeah, the whole time I'm just like, I have already thought about this so much. Like nothing you're saying is like surprising me, and this is a good thing for like a lot of people to see, to be at the level that I'm at. But like, oh wow.
Yeah.
And it just made me like a more of a nervous driver, which is not good.
No, I am like
I should
had
be
to
more confident.
train myself to put my shoulders down, like, so, especially emerging. But now I think I've loosened up.
More, sometimes I'm like a little bit too relaxed, and it just gets into like a rhythm, and I'm like, oh, I forgot that this isn't just like a thing
horns.
I do every day.
That's Taryn's fault. She doesn't hear
Yeah.
horns. Or she doesn't have peripheral. From that time I waved at you when I was beside you.
Well, that's just like, I look at like cars, I'll see like cars pulling up, but I hate looking at the people in cars. I hate looking at people on the street. And like, just from like driving at night down 8th Street, I'm like, men will stop in cars and like try and look at me, and I can see that in my peripheral, or like people will honk at me, and I'm like, I actually can't handle this right now. So yes, it is bad though.
No, I got honked at by a city bus the other day, and I was like, nothing I could do could possibly warrant you doing this. I was just in traffic. I didn't go left because I couldn't see. I'm one of those people. If you are one of those people who honks at people for not going, shut the fuck up. I can't see. Do you want me to die?
I will if it's like, well, I won't honk, but like I will understand someone honking. If it's like genuinely like, I don't understand how you could be. Like sometimes it's like there's no one blocking the intersection. There's like someone so far away, or like someone just passed and
Well,
you're
yeah.
like taking so long to go. But I like won't honk at anyone.
No.
I'm so
I
scared of
always-
being wrong.
I miss the minute of like.
Yeah. Because you know, like,
allowance.
down, like, I don't want to say streets names. You know, like, you go from Tim's by my house, and you go this way, and then there's that street.
Yeah.
There's always people who just, like, slowly come out.
And
I always, like, almost every, like, 50%, 50% chance that I have to, like, slow down to almost a stop.
Yeah.
So that I don't T-bone them, and I'm like, I can honk every time, but, like, you can see me. You know that you're doing something wrong.
No, and especially that road is so icy in the winter,
Yeah.
and there's still no visibility,
Mm-hmm.
and people still do that shit.
So then I'm, like, so scared that I'm actually going to T-bone something.
Yeah.
Would
No.
that be my fault? I love asking you this. In any situation. So, like, if I hit
If
someone
you
here,
have
would
the
that be
right
my
of way,
fault?
no, it would not be.
Right.
No, I also play the T-bone, like,
T-bone game.
movie crash sound
yeah.
effect every time I go through an intersection where I can't see if there's anyone coming. Or like,
so
or like
funny.
I'm going on a green and then there's traffic coming, but they're like, they aren't at the line to stop yet, so they're still like
Yeah.
driving to the stop sign, and I'm like, you could fucking just.
Yeah.
And people do.
Yeah, that is the thing.
Have we talked about car accidents? Like, if we've been in any?
I don't think so. I've kind of been in one. My dad, like, backed into someone in front of our old high school, but, like,
Oh yeah.
it was, like, legally his fault, but, like, they were, like,
funny.
turning left into an alley, and there's, like, there's no way to know.
Yeah.
But it was his fault, legally. And now my car has little scratches on the back. But that's the only, knock on wood. Is knock on wood, did I ask you this? Is knock on wood, you knock on wood to be like, I don't want this to happen, or you knock on wood to be like, I do want this to happen?
You don't jinx it. So if you say, never been in a car crash before, knock on wood, don't jinx it so you don't get in a car crash tomorrow.
But it
Or
can
you
be
say-
for something
yeah.
good, too. Okay. Because
So,
in
like,
movies, I've seen a couple
I'm getting
movies.
Paid tomorrow,
Yeah.
knock on wood that
Okay,
they don't
okay,
fucking
okay.
fire me.
That makes so much more sense, because I watched a couple look at that bird. I think that's an oriole. It's going to go down to the oriole feeder,
Why is it an Oriole feeder?
because they like oranges and orange juice.
Because they're orange.
Yes. It is. It's like a hummingbird feeder, but I think it's like orange juice diluted with water or something. Or like,
Okay.
I don't know what it is. They're very pretty orange birds. We have a lot of them out here.
You see movies, people knock on wood.
Yeah, recently I've seen like 2 different instances where it was like for good things, and I was like, have I been doing it wrong?
Wrong.
But I mean, I don't think I've really ever jinxed anything. So I think I'm
I
good.
think you've definitely jinxed something in your life before.
No,
Okay.
never. Actually, I never don't think so.
I been in
You've
a
been in-
few car accidents. Not my fault. I'm perfect. Taryn's also perfect.
Yeah, we've never been driving.
We've never been at fault. Because we're both so anxious and we go 40 everywhere.
And we've been driving for like
3 years.
3 years, 2 years.
It's like we have a long ways to go. Anyways, when I was like 3 years old, I think I have said this before, or 2 or something, I was with my dad and my uncle, and we got T-boned on 8th Street somewhere. Not our fault, but we got T-boned.
Mm.
And, yeah, we got T-boned means someone hit us on the side. T-boning someone means you hit someone on the side. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand. Our van got totaled, and I supposedly slept through the entire thing. So me.
So you'd sleep through
I
that.
feel like I've definitely shared this too, but like, wow, was I a sleepy child. I fell asleep on the back of horseback riding in Cypress Hills, and I fell asleep whitewater after.
Yeah.
I think I've said that before. I'm just reiterating.
It's so crazy. Because, like, I'm, like, a deep sleeper. Like, people can, like, come into my room and, like, yell, and I, like, might sleep through it. I might just, like, add it to my dream or whatever. But never have I been, like, doing something, like, exciting
Like
or been, like,
whitewater
out.
rafting.
I don't even remember the last time. Like, I don't know if I ever, like, fell asleep outside of my house. Like, ever. So it's so funny that you're, like, doing these, like, extreme like, bucket
sports.
list things.
No, and there's a picture of me on the raft asleep. I'll try and find it. I can post it.
That'd be so good.
the stampede thing was also so funny. My dad having to like hold on to me while the horses are all like stampeding in the opposite direction is so funny. I didn't wake up either. Yeah, I'm literally a dead body. But yeah, back to car accidents. So that happened. My mom and I skidded on ice and we hit a parked car. There was very minimal damage. But the car that we hit like slid, whatever, because the guy was in the car. And yeah, my dad's backed into someone before. That was so funny. We were in Canmore. We were backing out of a campsite, and it was like the road parking, like you would just turn right and like perpendicular parking. But then there's also like coming the other way. You could just pull over to the side, like as a loading zone. So there was someone parked to pull over to the side, and we were backing up, and my dad just like didn't turn the wheel, and literally just went straight back. And he's like, "Oh, I didn't even see them." But the woman that was in the car, she was in the passenger seat, so she was like far away. She was like actually like screaming like frantic in the window, which like fair enough, there's trucks coming to like crush you. But everyone was being like, "Oh my god, is it that serious?"
Relax, you just got hit. Your truck just got hit. You're not even in the driver's seat.
I like remember like my mom and sister saying that.
Like all five of you just being like, literally calm down.
My dad
just a car accident.
No, my dad being like, "I didn't even see them, like I didn't even hit them that bad." They were literally gaslighting. I was also in a car with my brother backed into like a shopping cart guy. That was funny. They literally got in a fight, but
and then Kasha got hit. He got T-boned?
Cash got T-boned. I wasn't in the car with her.
Yeah. I know, I'm just thinking like
that was like
everyone in your family except for you has been driving and got in an accident.
I think Mason's got in an accident. I think Mason's just like hit things.
Oh, okay.
We were talking about that a couple months ago. Mason's like talking about how Cash and I are perfect and we haven't done anything wrong. And then my brother was like, because we brought up the Walmart parking lot thing, and then he was like, "Yeah, I think I've done that again, actually. Like, I think I hit, like, the middle pole in a Walmart parking lot," and we're like, "Oh." And then he's also, like, hit another, like, curb, and we're like, "Okay, Mason, come on, King."
I mean, that's better. You don't have to give your information.
Yeah.
You just drive away.
You just have to deal with the consequences.
Yeah, I've hit some curbs, but that's, like, it.
In my day. No, and then, yeah, Kasha got side-swept, and she was 17. So, like, a year of having her license, she was downtown. Do you know, you definitely don't know the intersection, you know that Vimy Memorial? It's, like, the big white, like, building on Spadina.
Like a gazebo type thing? Yeah.
Well, at the, like, the road that, like, literally lines up with that, Kasha was going left. This guy in the right lane had his left signal on, and so when Kasha went to go left, he just went left as well, and, like, scraped the side of her so slowly. And Cash was like, it made the loudest noise ever. And she said it was this old ass man. And when they pulled over, she had to go and be like, "So you just hit me?" And he was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Can I see your license?" Like, he really wasn't being helpful at all. And I was like, that's so scary. And then, yeah, Kasha was going onto the freeway. And she was like, I was literally going through a yellow light. So it was red for a long ass time. And then this guy just came and made her do like a 180 in her car. And like every time I'm in the car with Cash and we go by that intersection, she gets like, she slows way down. And I'm like, that's so fair. I'd be so scared.
She like can't really see. You can't really see, but also you should be fine. Like,
yeah,
like it wasn't
you can't
like
see, but if you have a green light, you like have to trust that there's no one coming to hit you.
Yeah.
Also, like, good luck recovering from that, dude. Totaling someone's car. And it was actually scary because she, like, had a cut on her knee and stuff. And, like, the airbags went off. Yeah. And, like, guys, driving is so scary. I can't wait to go on a 12-day road trip.
Literally. In the U.S.
I'm going to be so bearable and so calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, it's so funny, like, already knowing the dynamic. Like, Karissa is so scared to go in the States. I'm, like, so neutral about it. But I'm also, like, aware.
Yeah. And
I'm just like optimistic about it, but still nervous. Karissa is absolutely just like the worst thing
that could ever happen
will happen, and Leah's gonna like get us. She's
gonna like start talking to someone with a gun, and then she's gonna like hold their gun or something.
Yeah.
It should be fun.
It will be fun. We'll be fine. We swapped out my car for the van that we're gonna be taking.
#van life.
#van life. That's gonna be us. We don't leave for like a month, like less than a month, but I'm gonna drive the van around the city, which is exciting.
So if you see her,
watch out.
Because we don't know what she's got in the back seats.
It's like the same, like, it's really similar to my car because it's a Chevy and it's the same year. So I'm very happy about that. It's the same key fob and it's the same
how do they have the
little
same key
signal.
fob if they're different cars? Like different models?
Well, I think key fobs are kind of different because you can, like, program any key fob to cars, I'm pretty sure.
Again,
we've been doing this for the past 3 days. It's just like, is A, like, asking a question and then just, like, trying to figure out the answer and then being like, yeah, that must be it, when we fully, like, have access to the internet and could fact check.
But then we have to think, young ones, what did people do before the internet?
Exactly. This is what they did, is they just, like, came up with, like, a reasonable answer. And sometimes that's more fun. It's like challenging our brain. And then also, if we do that instead of just asking the question and looking it up, then we can be right.
Mm-hmm.
Which means bragging rights, which is always the best. But also, another thing that we've been doing, or that I've realized that we've been doing forever, is our sense of humor is just saying, like, what if this happened? Like, imagine, like, this happened.
I think that's why this isn't the most, like, ideal platform for us. Because, okay, this is what happened yesterday, okay? We're finishing watching A Star is Born. I'm, like, sleepy or whatever. We're just laying on the couches.
I don't even know where this story's going.
Taryn's mom comes downstairs, takes their dog for a walk, okay? It's coming to take the dog for a walk.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
So Taryn's, like, puts them on the leash. They leave the door. They close the door. But then after they close the door, like, not the sound of the door closing, there was another, like, banging sound.
There's another door out there that must have just slammed.
Oh, that must have, like, okay.
So
the
a door slammed.
And it made a noise, and I just went, oh, gunshot! I go, Scuggy is dead. And then Taryn started laughing, going, like, just, like, immediately I was, like, dead by firing squad. And then we just started laughing, be like, dude, imagine if he just got shot right now.
Ow! Ow! Like, dude, like, imagine you just, like, exploded. Like, that's not a joke. That's not comedy. It's just, yo, like, imagine if you just, like, went outside and you just, like, exploded.
like, imagine we go outside like it's raining.
Or, like, in a golf cart. You jumped We were driving back from the beach, I think, on the golf cart, and there was, like, a spider or, like, a bug or something, and Chris, like, flinched, and I was like, imagine you just, like, fly out the windshield.
And then I do a perfect dive somersault, and I go under the golf cart, and I'm
completely unscathed. Like, that's not a joke. It's so funny. Like, that shouldn't be, like, so funny.
Imagine,
like, dude, like,
picture that in your dome.
Can you see it? Which I just, like, realized, like, watching, like, the TMG podcast again, or, like, we've been watching,
Connor, like,
yeah, that, or, like, That's Cringe again. I'm like, that's, like, what they do, is they just, like, watch a video and they're like, imagine, like, they do this.
And someone says something and they're like, no, oh my god, imagine if they meant this way.
And they just repeat each other and do the same thing. I'm like, that's where we got our sense of humor from, and that's so funny. I'm just, like, so amazed by people who can, like, do bits, though, and, like, stay in character and, like, think of funny things and not, like,
imagine he just, like, freaks out, like, does a backflip and, like, takes a knife. Like, it's actually, like, 7-year-old boy humor. It's so funny.
Doing the voice. And it's so funny, now that we've noticed it, it's like, we'll say something, like, I'll be like, imagine it just fell over or whatever, and then I'll just go into, like, dude, like, imagine it just, like, exploded everywhere.
But we still find it funny, is the thing.
And the voice makes it so much funny because it is, like, a 7-year-old boy voice.
So that's what we've been doing for the past week out here. Week? We've been here for 24 hours.
Ow.
Or, like, us swimming, like, imagine if a shark came up.
Literally, that'd be, like, so crazy. That'd be, like, so crazy. Like, imagine if a fish touched your foot right now. Would you, like, freak out?
Pretend to drown. That is kind of funny. When Taryn pretends to drown, that is kind of funny.
That's more of a bit. That's more of a bit.
Taryn just be like, imagine if it
just sort of drowning, and then
every sentence starts with imagine. We cannot make an actual joke for the life of us. You're getting better at it. You're pretty good.
Okay, thank you. Because I've been, like, actively, like, researching to become more funny because I've realized
No, and
I have
all
the
I do
humor of
is
an
just
8-year-old boy.
imitate other people. And when someone says a joke that's funny, I just reiterate it to different people so it comes off as my joke.
And change a couple words.
But then, and like after they laughed, I'll be like, "Hey, that's not my joke."
Yeah,
But I need the
but, like,
delivery to
just
be
so you know
me.
that, like, something that came from me made you laugh.
Copyright claim.
Like, I'm funny enough to know that that was funny.
Yeah, and my delivery was good enough to make you.
Yeah. We gotta work on our delivery, man.
Because we just mumble it and
And then we just start laughing. I'll think of something and
other
then just start
person
laughing.
knows what they're about to say.
Yeah. Or, like, I think of something and I look at you and I just, like, you expecting me to say a joke makes me laugh so hard. It's so bad.
Oh, we're just girls.
We're just, like,
life.
silly girls.
Okay, let me see if I had what's happened the past 2 weeks.
Oh, the only thing that I wrote down was I got a big girl bra at West Edmonton
Big
Mall.
girl
My
one?
first
With your
wired, very first ever wired bra.
From Victoria's Secret?
No, I can't go there yet.
Okay.
I'm not big enough,
Fair.
not old enough, not mature enough. So I got from Pink, which I had
Yeah,
other bras and they were
the
like,
same thing.
I got them literally at the West Edmonton Mall like 3 years ago and they're like tattered and falling apart, but I've just been using
Yeah.
them. And I like these new ones. They're less like annoying than I thought they'd be. So I guess I
No.
can handle that.
I'm so proud of you. It's like me. I didn't get like my whole thing was like underwire. My throat made a weird noise. Me burping, being like,
What the fuck?
a weird sensation.
I don't know who did that. I don't know what was that. Okay, sorry.
My whole bit was like, I hate like literally me being 13 and having like being the most like flat chested girl ever. Being like, I just hate like wire bras.
It's like
just
so uncomfortable because they're sliding up
And,
because
like,
there's nothing to stop
I
them.
know, and like that philosophy stuck with me until like last year.
Literally.
And then I finally bought a wire bra. I'm like, oh, I like have boobs now. This is comfortable and it's supportive.
I don't need them, but I like to
They can-
pretend.
yeah, they can do favors. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And they're
And you feel like a big girl.
yeah, and then I wear a t-shirt and I'm like, right, this is like
And
no,
then
this is how it's supposed to
$40
be.
and you're like, I miss my life before.
Literally. And me being like, but I need this because I'm a
Yeah.
woman. I could just go to Winners.
I feel like a woman.
Right? But these will last me for like 5 years though.
They're pretty good quality.
So that was, I just wanted to, I was like so excited. I was wearing them and I was like, I just feel like I just want to like show people because it's like when you buy something and you're like, I want to like, you know, you buy a new shirt and you're like, I just want to wear it all the time and like show people. I was like, I want to like lift up my shirt and be like, guys, look, I got a new bra. But I can't because that'd be like weird.
It says like, sorry, that was gonna be too aggressive. You know, everything says pink.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Virgin? What?
Like pink.
Like girls?
That's
Like
an aggressive.
girl
like,
section?
pink. If I was funny, what would I say right now?
You'd like call me like a loser virgin or like someone who shops in the teen girl section still.
No, pink is like, look at me, I'm so tiny and and small and pure. But then Victoria's Secret's like, I'm 40 years old.
Yeah, and I'm like sexy
and
as
I'm getting
hell.
lingerie to please my husband.
There was like, I picked out two. I just got a black and a white one because I was like, this isn't like, no, this is practical. But then there were some nice like brown ones in Victoria's Secret, but then I was like, I can't.
Yeah, no, some are like nude, and I'm like, I think that's ideal probably.
Yeah.
The straps aren't as see-through, or like you can't see through your stuff. I'm holding my mic down here.
At least
sorry.
it's not windy back here, so it's
Yeah. What if?
animals. No, I was sorry.
Okay,
When I was
go
gonna
ahead.
interrupt you, I was gonna say I need like I don't I tried to make like a where's the news in the media joke. I'm like digesting so loudly.
We're just drinking beer. Like,
like
oh.
eating a full meal and being like I was trying to make a where's the news in the media joke to Amity and they were like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like
it's Angel Mommy, right?
yeah, the Angel Mommy video in like the store and she's like where's the news in the media? And it's so funny whenever like someone says something stupid or like doesn't make sense or whatever
The
to
most
just be
obvious
like
comment and being like,
Where's the news in the media? But it's just turned into being like...
Into Taryn doing that and me laughing so hard.
It's so good. It's such a good, like, silent, physical bit.
You know what I was thinking? I was like, our little friend group, we're just so different. But also, like, it's, like, so comforting that, like, all of us have our own vibe.
Yeah.
Like, I, like...
Oh, I thought there was a giant bird. It's people running.
Yeah, no. Run faster.
We have an audience.
There's, like, not much overlap to, like, what each of us wear. Like, sure, there's some, like, article, like, that we would share between us. Like, obviously, like, some hoodies and, like, some graphic tees and stuff. It's, like, the way we style outfits are, like, relatively different. And, like, our pieces are so, like, we each got, like, pieces. Even if
like,
they're from Value Village.
When
like,
you guys were wearing my hoodies, I was like, oh,
That,
those
like,
are, like,
that's
my
my
clothes.
hoodie, yeah.
Yeah. Rowan stole mine and has not given it back. Yeah, I also think, like, music taste, especially, like, we have like we have a lot of overlap compared to, like, Rowan and Farron, but, like, when they're in the car, I have no idea what to play, and when they play music, I'm like, this is nothing
Not
like
my
I would
vibe,
listen
yeah.
to, which is interesting because I know what my overlap with Carson is. I know what my overlap with Laura Lee is. I know what my overlap with yours is.
Yeah, like, I know my overlap. Like, I know what...
Like, songs I listen to that
yeah.
you know, yeah.
But also, like, me in the car, I'm like, I'm going to play what I want to listen to.
Yeah. But I also know, like, what vibe kind of, I'm like,
Yeah.
this won't piss you off, maybe. But sometimes I just want to, like, listen to my music.
Yeah. But no, I'm very grateful for that we aren't all
Exactly the same,
yeah.
yeah. That's what I was going to say, and then I didn't, so.
all
I should have, because then we would have said the same thing at the same time. I would have been like, oh my god, maybe we are exactly the same. No, more recently...
we're a different story. Sorry.
Yeah. No, but more recently I've been noticing it with you and with Amity of, like, us either saying the same thing or, like, there's a pause in conversation and then someone goes to say something and I, like, know exactly what they're going to say, so I just, like, finish.
Their sentence?
Like, there'll be, like, a lull and then Amity will go to ask a question and I'll, like, answer it before they even, like, start talking, and I'm like, I know what we're thinking the same thing. I know where your brain's going.
Exactly.
Or I'm just, like, psychic. Like, really cool, I don't know. I definitely could be it, though. Definitely.
You know what I've noticed that I'm really bad at? Like, we were just talking about this. Letting there, like, be silence for any time at all. Like, when someone tells you something...
So uncomfortable.
And we're already, like, being like, oh, yeah, sounds good. Like, before they even finish a sentence, like, let them talk. Like, make eye contact with them and be like, okay. I'm so bad at eye contact. It's, like, because I'm just anxious.
Yeah. I,
So,
like, don't know.
I'm going to get shy.
I think I, like, actively do it, but then it, like, makes me nervous, and then I'm like, well, I'm making eye contact, so this is fine, and then I forget to, like, speak.
No, and then I'm scared, like, I'm just thinking, like, at work, when I make eye contact with a customer, I'm like, I'm being too much, I'm making them uncomfortable.
Like, there's
I need
just,
to
like,
look
a
away.
intense, intimate conversation.
Literally, I'm like, I don't need to be staring into your soul right now. But then I remember Kasha, like, my family's been telling me my entire life, I'm just so bad at eye contact. And, like, as a child, whenever I'd be talking to someone, I'd be looking over here, and they'd be in front of me. And everyone would be like, Karissa! But I was always so scared.
Yeah. It's intense. I've also noticed, like, sometimes when, like, friends or, like, not super close friends, like, the outer circle friends or whatever, I'll make, like, such intense eye contact, and I'm like, I don't want to look away. I'm like, so...
with kind of outer circle friends?
Yeah. Like, I'm just, like, staring at them. I'm like, I don't do this with anyone else. I don't do this with strangers. I don't do this with, like, my friends. I'm just, like...
I think it's, like, because we're friends, and I'm curious about what your life is like. I'm curious, like, I don't know much about how you act, so I'm trying to get a read on you.
Literally.
I'm trying to show that I'm interested.
Yeah, it is always, like, when they're talking, and I'm, like, listening, and I'm, like...
Just trying to be, like, happy.
We've been playing Boggle. Taught Chris how to play Boggle. That's a fun game.
Never played it before in my life. I'm not very good at it, but that's okay.
You, like, almost beat me last time.
You were, like, almost there.
You were, like doing
a little bit
really
more practice. You could do it.
Like, what if you, like, beat me at Boggle and, like...
Like, what if we just started playing right now and it
What
was
if you
so
started
funny?
what if you, like, played on the podcast? It'd be, like, so boring, though.
Should I chug the rest of my mug?
What if you just...
What if? Okay, but like, what if I
But,
chugged
like,
this
what if?
ounce of margarita left? My little bit of salt.
Pretty intense, huh? Some nights I'm cashing in my bed. I just
I
found
think
it.
I slayed this.
Yeah, you did. I've never had like a one that wasn't mix, and the mixes kind of make me nauseous a little bit.
The mix is not real.
Yeah. But I just found out yesterday that in the song "Some Nights" by Fun, I was like, is it some nights cashing in my battles or cashing in my bad ones? And Karissa said it's bad luck, and I said okay. So that was a test.
Yeah, I think
And you
I
passed.
am pretty good at lyrics. Like,
I
I
have
do.
No comprehension. At
I
all.
do. I dropped a salt. I was gonna eat it.
There's more in there.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
I want to make sure it's funny how I don't burp. It's just like I
Mine
want
comes from my stomach, and yours comes from like the top of your throat.
no, because like I want to make sure I know what I'm saying, but also when you find out the lyrics, it makes so much more sense. And
Yeah.
I actually know what they're trying to say.
It's like a real song.
And even now, if there's songs that seem pretty like simple, but I listen to them over and over again, and then I finally realize what a lyric is saying, and it's just like revolutionary.
Literally, yeah. Especially for me, because I'm like,
oh, it's an actual song.
It's usually after like actually 7 years. Where I'm like,
Once I was
7 years old. I've been listening to more Fall Out Boy recently, and that is like I'll be in a car with Amity, and they'll be like, actually, what are you saying? I probably said this before, but like, because I've been listening to them for so long, and I spent most of the time listening to them for the first like 4 years, like on a bus where I couldn't sing along. Then when I started singing along, I was like, well, I already know the lyrics because I've been listening to this for so long. And they're also like notoriously just like,
gibberish.
yeah, like incoherent, but sometimes looking them up, I'm like, damn, this guy's got bars. So I am
Done.
going to see them live. I am going to
Yes.
bawl my little eyes out, because the last song they play on their set list is my very favorite song ever by them. I'm gonna cry. I'm so excited.
No, that is really exciting.
Arnica's gonna be there.
She's coming to the concert?
Yeah. I thought I
didn't know
told you that.
that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have my 2 cousins who I've listened to, like, I put them on, and then my younger cousin who also started listening to like in the last few years, and then my sibling who I've been
Forced to listen to.
forcing them to listen to it, and then Arnica who also has liked them since like grade
Is she
5.
coming with anyone or is she coming with you?
I think just me, because it's like a general admission like lawn,
Yeah.
so it's not like we'll be together. So I'm so excited. I get to go to Toronto.
'Cause I
Man.
thought you asked Arnica and then you
I
ended up going
did.
with your cousins.
I asked Arnica, and then my cousins were in, so I was like, okay. Oh my god, we're never doing this after a
Indigestion,
meal.
yeah.
Yeah. And then she just like DM'd me out of the blue, and she was like, I did buy the tickets, and I was like,
You said, okay, bestie, I'll see
because
you.
they were not that expensive for like
Yeah.
the general admission. It's like, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, like obviously, like right.
What arena is it?
Budweiser Arena, Budweiser stage, like on the, it's like by the water. I think it's outdoor.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it's like lawn seating, so.
Yeah. I think if it was a lawn, you would think it'd be a lawn.
Yeah, you can't have a lawn inside. It's crazy.
Just soccer.
That's just
center?
mini golf. But I just found out The Sopranos was on Crave. Went to a movie with Farron and Farron's friend and Farron's friend's friend. And she said, "You have Crave? Oh my god, I want to get Crave because The Sopranos is on Crave." And I was like, "What?" She was like, "Yeah." And I looked up, and it is. It's just like Italian.
Feeding the
Yeah.
beast.
I posted on my story a while ago, and I was like, I want to start The Sopranos, but I'm afraid of what it'll do to me. I'm afraid I'll get really obsessed with it. Of its power. So that's my next thing.
Word. I've never heard of it.
I'm holding my breath.
So the hiccups
Some nuts are free, I'm cashing in my bad luck.
My bad one.
I always thought it was battles. Cashing in my battles. Some nuts are some nuts I wish that.
What?
Because he says, I wish this war would end. And I was like, so this is about a war. Because I didn't understand metaphors when I was younger. I remember cleaning my room and my mom playing this outside my room, and I was listening very hard to the
Do you want me to put an end
lyrics.
to this? Do you want me to look it up?
Well, you're probably right.
Well, I can put an end. Maybe you are right.
Be cashing in my battles. And then he goes, some nights I wish that this war would end. And I was like, this is a song about a man who goes to war. Because I didn't understand metaphors. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes total sense.
Remember the drama with that Cashew told me about like 6 years after it happened? But that Nate Roos wanted a solo career, that's why Fun ended. Because he had that one song with Pink that blew up.
Right.
But then the guitarist who is... He's associated with Taylor Swift.
Jack Antonoff?
He is the guitarist and he ended up having like a very
Yeah.
successful career.
Right.
And it's like, well, sometimes you just have to know your capabilities.
It's always so embarrassing when people break out of bands, have solo careers, and it doesn't work.
It ended just a couple seconds ago, Robin. I could use
Some friends for a change.
If I want to believe I stand up for the black and white.
Oh, I wrote down compliment Carson because all we do is make fun of him, and even though he doesn't watch these, he's not here to defend himself. So,
What do you want me to compliment him?
I don't know. I just like editing the episodes or listening to episodes. I'm like, we're so mean to Carson for him not being there. But then it just like sounds like to the outsider, I'm like, you think we hate him, but you don't know him.
You don't know our history.
You don't know our history. And he doesn't listen to these, but like, if you're listening, Carson, we love you.
If Carson was listening, he'd just say what we say back to us, so it's okay.
Just fun.
That's how our friendships work.
Yeah.
No, I've said this before. I don't know how to be nice to people.
No.
My only sense of humor is being mean.
Mhm.
And
Are you saying to Kieran like, like, if she's mean, that means she likes you? Like to me, I'm like, yeah, that's just like that's all. That's how you know that I'm like comfortable around people, is if I'm like making fun of them.
when did I ever say that?
I don't know. Can't remember that. It's probably after grad or something.
When you became a little monster.
Did I become a little monster on after
but
grad?
you made it sound like you had.
Oh.
Okay, my phone storage is full.
I was drinking. Do you have an obsession of the week?
Dominic Fike's new album.
That's what mine was. Yeah. Do you have a specific song that I can link?
I do really like Frisky.
Feeling a little
I like Frisky and I like Pastor Child. I think those are my favorites.
I like Mama's Boy. That's like contender for like one of my favorite songs of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so like different. I do like Frisky. What's another one I like? Bodies. The one
Oh
with
yeah,
Remy Wolf is good.
Remy's vocals. That one's really good. That one's fun as well.
Yeah.
Like, but the
Oh, 7
bodies
Hours.
From yes.
7 Hours is my number 2. But Mama's Boy, I'm gonna link that because oh my god, that song's so good. Just
I do like
itches
title
my little
track
brain.
Sunburn. When I die, baby, let me in the sun.
Mhm.
And Think Fast is also fun.
Yeah, with Weezer. It's literally just like Ant Pile. I'm not a huge fan of,
Yeah.
and Sick. I'm not a huge
How
fan
much
of.
is Weed? The first one.
First one is like fine. I'll play it if I'm playing it in order and
Yeah.
like whatever, but it's a lot easier to just skip to Think Fast because
Literally.
I don't need Ant Pile. But Mama's Boy, oh man, it's just like so like it's just like weird and like.
No, it feels so much more like him, and I
Yeah.
really like it. Comparing it to Don't Forget About Me demos, it's the connection's there. This is the same guy, but his first album is.
Yeah, there's some songs that
Doesn't
like
feel like him.
no, like Vampire and Come Here and
And
stuff. I'm
Why.
like, and Why? I'm like these are fun, but like
Yeah.
and Joe Blazy, that's on the
Oh,
album.
yeah.
I'm like, these songs are fun, but hearing this one, it's like way more like alternative, and like he does such like range with like his voice, like not like range, but like I don't know. In Mama's Boy, it's kind of like distorted, and then the other ones he does kind of like more singing and more like yelling and stuff. I'm like, this is fun. This is like alternative, but also like rap, which is exactly what I want from Doja's new album.
True.
It's like alternative and
Just,
rap.
like, so weird, so
Literally.
fun and weird,
And like mad, like angry, but also like chill.
so true.
So like make that happen, Doja.
All those requirements better be listed under genres.
Better be on my desk by 6. I'm gonna be pissed off.
I'm gonna be pissed.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Okay, noises are starting.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
getting sleepier.
We have a weird schedule ahead of us.
Final
because,
schedule.
Yeah, so we'll have to like stock up episodes because I go to Toronto and then like 3 days later we go on a road trip. But we'll try not to miss.
5 more.
Maybe we'll miss like one week. So we'll probably get to like 35 or something, which is cool. And then the last few or the last one will be like.
What did we learn?
What did we learn? Because this is kind of like a little like project, like a little experiment, which is fun.
Project.
Oh. So thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Feels good to be back. Feels good to talk.
It's crazy how we can talk after we've been hanging out for 30 hours.
Literally.
We can still kind of have a conversation.
Yeah. I also like kept like 2 things.
She
Actually.
kept 2 things from me.
I was gonna say I kept things separate from the podcast, but that was like a joke I made, and then the fact that I bought new bras. That was it. So.
Yeah.
Not
We're
really.
rationing.
Yeah, but my stomach's going. Okay, fine. We'll end it.
What's sonar? No.
Echolocation. What do you think? What do you do?
What's the like?
We didn't even talk about Colleen Ballinger. That's great. I'm glad I steered you away from that.
No, what's that? That's like something warfare.
Psychological warfare.
Is that what
Psychological
that is?
torture.
Okay, that's what that is. Trains in Saskatchewan. Ban them.
That was a little. They're literally communicating with
They're
us.
literally big.
There are mosquitoes in my shoes.
Okay, sorry. Bye guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye. Thanks for listening.
See you soon.
Bye.
Ow.
Oh. 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 Oh.